Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while. One, I've been busy, but two, I haven't really needed to work on the cars that I own or work on anybody's cars, so that's why I haven't uploaded in a while. But thanks for sticking around. It's windy today. I don't have a professional setup, so just work with me here. And also in regards to somebody's comment in another video about getting a tripod, please understand I don't do this full time. I'm not a regular. I just record this because I like to, I want to, and share my experience with y'all. But if y'all really want me to get a tripod and try and record the process of doing everything I can, but that's why I was trying to say what I was doing before I'd cut to the next clip, just to let y'all know at least what I was doing. But today the problem we have is with the same 2006 Altima that we worked on in a previous video. This time the radiator sitting underneath this air intake is leaking, and you can see a lot of moisture's come up, and it's been sitting for a few hours, so a lot of it's evaporated away. But underneath here, also, whoever had this car before, we owned it now, had it worked on, they didn't replace any of the clips. I probably need to go to the auto store and get some, but normally there's just little clips here you can take with a flathead, pop them out, no problem. But then it just pops right out. And put that away. And as you can see here, there's all kinds of moisture. I'm pretty sure there's a crack somewhere along this side, and as it boils or heats up, it pushes its way out. Actually, now that I can see, yeah, there's a crack right here. So there's that. So first thing we're gonna need to do is drain the radiator of what coolant it has. And the first thing we need to do is take off the cap. That will let some air into the system. And like I said, this car's been sitting a few hours, so there should be no pressure and no heat. So we'll just screw it to the left. And yeah, it's empty. Reservoir still has some coolant in there, but we'll go ahead and take that cap off too, just to let some air in. But that's the first step, and then we're going to go under the car and release the petcock to release what remaining moisture, water is in the radiator. So here we are under the car. Normally there's a plastic shielding here. Like I said, whoever owned this car before had it worked on. They didn't replace a bunch of stuff, so it's not here. But normally there's a plastic shielding here with a hole in it that you can reach with a Phillips screwdriver in, and all you need to do is just turn this and make sure you have a catch can underneath, which I do, and I have safety glasses on. So we're going to unscrew this ever so slowly until it drains. I don't know how much is or isn't going to be in it. Whoa, there we go. Woo, there we go. Ooh, that's messy. Alright. We're going to let that finish draining, and we'll come back. Okay, so we're back. It took about 10 minutes for the radiator to empty out. I do have the car up, as you can see. That might have added some incline to helping get rid of some of the water. So next, let's put the petcock back in so nothing else drips out on us. But we do have some more hoses to unhook while we're down here. Right here is the lower radiator hose. This is definitely going to have some coolant in it. And then we have transmission hose and transmission hose for the transmission cooler. Not much should leak out of there because the car's not on, so it's not going to be pumping fluid through. but still have a catch can underneath for everything. So first, we will pull our catch over here. I'm on a creeper. That's how I'm rolling around so easily. But we'll put our catch can here, and dang it, I hope these fit. This is why I normally say what I'm gonna do and then cut back to it, because it's hard to do a lot of this with one hand. But just for comedic purposes, I'll let y'all watch me try and do this. I couldn't find my pliers, so I have a pair of vice grips that may or may not reach around this hose clamp. Here we go. Alright, so I'm hooked on. That's the nice thing about these though, they'll lock. Just get the clamp out of the way, which we did. Let's open it, and then best way to do this is to twist, and that breaks the seal. Just be careful. Get up underneath the cross member here, so kind of pull it back, and woo, there we go. Alright, not too bad. Alright, wasn't too much left in the radiator hose, so let's push that up onto the cross member, and we're empty. Alright, so we'll let that finish draining and come back to it. Alright, we're back. It only took a couple minutes to drain, just a few drips here and there, because we already drained the radiator out of the petcock, so that was a lot easier. Now we'll remove the cooler, or the transmission cooler lines. Let's move our catch can over a little bit and see if we can get these vice grips around this. Yes, we can. Trying to my best to show y'all, but I mean, it's pretty straightforward. If you've done any kind of work like this before, just clip it, move it. Okay, yeah, I'm having difficulties. I'll be right back with y'all. As you can see, I got the line off. It was easy. I just needed 2 hands. It's dripping a little more. Sorry about the finger. It's dripping a little more than I thought. So definitely have an extra quart of transmission fluid on you to refill this. We'll let this finish draining out of the cooler. And as you can see, it's very windy every time it blows. So make sure your catch can's big enough, or do it on a windy day. Or not windy day, but we'll let that one finish draining, and then I'll move it over, and we'll do this one here, same process. And then that should be everything down here, and we'll go to the top of the car. Alright, I'm back. Got the second line off. This line connects in the lower end of the radiator here, a little clip. You just take that out. I shoved it up, and it's kind of, I'll show you all at the top if you're interested. It's hanging on to the heat shield for the exhaust, because it was hanging down, so it was a low point, so more transmission fluid was leaking out, and we don't want that. So I pointed the end of it up where I could, and now we're good. And the 2 transmission cooler lines are just about done. We'll let them finish, and we'll go to the top and start removing things that we need to there. Okay, we're back at the top. I already have some vice grips on the hose clamp up here. We'll do the same thing there. Rinse and repeat as the usual ones. But the main thing I want to focus on in this section that I'll definitely need 2 hands in and won't record are the clips for the radiator fan, because we need to get that off. There's going to be one here and one right here, and I think that's going to be it. Oh, and then also just the clips holding the wiring harness in. Let me zoom out here for y'all. There's going to be one right here, one here, one here. I believe that's it. But also I have wire running across for a for a hood lamp that I need to remove. This won't be part of your setup because I didn't ever think I need to be doing this, so I need to remove that as well. But I do have that extra wire there. But if I encounter any problems, I'll get back to y'all. Alright, so as with any clip, they're all kind of different to get undone. But the way this one is there's a little slit here. Stick a little flathead or something in there. I have a pry tool, so I just stuck it in, and then that releases this little lever clip right here, and then you can just pull it right out. But it was seated in there pretty good. They're both going to be like that. And then, like I said, I'll remove the plastic clips here. Alright, we're back. Using one of these panel clips, super easy. Get all these clips out. There's about 5 of them. Just pry them out, no problem. Almost forgot, last thing, need to get rid of this hose clamp here. And hose coming from the reservoir. Again, I'm trying to do what y'all wanted. I'm showing y'all the process. Might be a little shaky. We'll see how it goes. But now that should be the last thing before we lift it out. We need to do, I believe these are 10 millimeters. And this little support should come right off. There's going to be 2 of them. So 2 10 millimeters. And I might, yeah, these bushings are bad. Maybe I will look into replacing those as well. And that should be it. And as always for any job, grab your overly necessary impact drill for a 10 millimeter and yank it right out of there. The wind's picking up, so y'all bear with me here. Alright, and by doing that you can see that it just released. Let's move our bolts away. I got a tray over here. Now there's 2 ways you can do this. You can leave the fans attached, or you can take them off first, but if you ask me, trying to take everything together at the same time will be easier, so that's what we're going to do. Here we have the brackets. Set them away, and this should lift right out if you unplugged everything. Might take 2 hands, who knows. Looks like we're good. Yes. And there we have it, our old radiator. This one was original with the car, has 180,000 miles on it, and you can see the failure point right here where it's all wet. Let me get it to focus. Yeah, right here, that's where it failed. So we got our new one, and we'll get it in. As always, when you're putting new products in, you want to make sure that the new product has the same stuff as the old. So obviously you can see the new one doesn't have the fans. We need to take those over. There's going to be a 10 millimeter here, or it looks like you can probably use a Phillips, and a 10 millimeter there. And then there's little posts here that the fan will just pop out of and put into the new radiator. Let's flip the radiator over. As you can see, the post is there and the post is there. We have our transmission inlets and our lower radiator hose that came with a nice cap. And then on our old one, same thing, radiator hose, transmission. We're good there. And then on the top, we have our upper, and our reservoir inlet and radiator cap. So everything looks to be the same. I'm going to transfer everything over now and give y'all a look at it before we get it back in the car. Alright, here we have the old cooling fans on the new radiator with the old radiator here. Now, I did get this radiator on Amazon, and we had to go with the slightly cheaper one to get it here in the time frame I was home to work on it. And when you go cheaper, you get what you paid for. So the holes here didn't quite line up with the old cooling fans, but everything else at least looks to be in the same spot. So, and they're hoses that can move around, so we should be okay on that. But we'll see if it holds water. Alright, I'm gonna get in the car and buttoned up because it's very windy, the wind's getting worse, and honestly, the process to put it together is the process we use to take it apart. I'll see y'all at the end. Okay, I'm back. It took about 5-10 minutes to install, no problem. Got our brackets in. As I said before, buy what you pay for. It's not quite lined up straight, but everything sits well. Got everything hooked up here. Got the harness back in. Pops right back into place, no problem. Upper hose clamp, and then you come down underneath. And same thing. The petcock that came with the radiators in place. Transmission cooler hose, and the lower radiator hose. And now all we need to do is bleed the system, and we can call it a day. I can make another video on that. That's a whole thing in itself. I'll put a link to it because that's a thing people need to know. And then you can look forward to another video. I will be doing the wheel bearing replacements on this car soon, so keep an eye out for that. Thanks for stopping by for some cars and coffee time, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.